How is everybody doing today? Today we are continuing my review series for the Big Six horror franchises. If you don't know who the Big Six are, they are Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, and Scream. Today we are covering the OG Child's Play. Hit the intro.
Mr. Hot Take Show. Mr. Hot Take Show.
So going back for a rewatch on the OG Child's Play, of course, I find most of the Child's Play Chucky movies to be fantastic. The OG Child's Play is a fantastic film. What sets it apart from a lot of other slasher films is the victims or protagonists in this film are not your typical teenagers that we got in, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, or even Scream. This is the only one out of these big six that your main victims in this film are all adults. These are, people with different lives, going about their business and doing different things. They're not just a group of teenagers that are getting taken out one by one altogether. This is a killer going out of their way to find these different people that he's wanting to take out, and then also taking out other people that are getting in his way along the way, and using a child to kind of help him since he's in the body of a doll. Now, I've seen one of the right before I started rewatching a bunch of these, I had actually seen a theory video that said that I can't remember the name of the child in the movie, that the child was actually the killer, blah blah blah, and Chucky wasn't real, blah blah blah. There's no way that's that's a fact about the movie. Just the way that the movie plays out, all of these adults at the end, they have seen Chucky move and try to kill them, so it's definitely not the child doing it. It is a possessed doll doing this. It is Chucky. I can't think of the actor's name that does Chucky, but his voice is perfect for this character. And then so I love him in this role. And then his daughter is in the franchise later on, and then she's also in Dirk Gently as my absolute favorite character in the Dirk Gently series. So him and his daughter are both fantastic. Like I said, the setup is different from your practical slasher from these big six franchises, in the style in which of the victims. It is refreshing when you're watching this compared to the other ones. The way that the story plays out is just its own thing. It feels completely different from all of the others. It feels more like a sci-fi fantasy action film with some horror aspects to it than it does just a pure horror film. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that about this movie. It basically, if I had to compare it, watch the feel that I get from it whenever I was a kid, Small Soldiers, that movie, it has kind of that same feel as Small Soldiers did. But yeah, the story beats are great in this film. The villain is fantastic. The supporting cast in this film is also amazing. The practical effects to make this doll come alive during it, because I believe this movie came out in 88. So this is still an 80s film. So making this doll feel alive during that time, it was done very well. Yeah, I have nothing but love for the original Child's Play movie. Anyway, y'all have a good night, and I'll see you next time.